So this Dave Chappelle stuff is still going on. Look what Forbes is trying to say about Dave Chappelle. The closer paints a sad portrait of a declining comedian. And it's like, you sure about that, bro? Because here's the Rotten Tomatoes score. 97% for the audience. That's 1,000+ ratings. And then take a look at what's going on with the critics. They're, of course, giving it a rotten, sitting at 33%. This should really tell you the difference between what critics find funny and what regular people find funny. But to sit there and say that the man's declining, that's a joke. I would argue that he's never been more popular, to be honest. And I think his popularity is going to continue to grow because he's kind of one of the few people that has the balls to say what he wants to say. Whereas most people, they're just bowing down and saying, yeah, I'm going to change my jokes for Twitter, which is basically what they're doing. Because if you go on Twitter, yeah, he's declining, he's not popular, he's hated, he's not funny. But when you check other sources and you look at what people are really saying, you'll see that people actually like this man and find him funny. And I think more and more people are going to continue to find him funny. I think his popularity is going to go through the roof now, in all honesty. I personally think that people have been overplaying their hands when it comes to pushing all this woke shit, and it's really starting to kind of backfire. Bill Maher's commented on this several times. People are hungering for a mocking of wokeness. And that's one of the reasons why, no, Dave Chappelle is not declining. He's growing in popularity, as much as they don't want to admit that. Surprisingly, though, here's what made me want to make this video. Surprisingly, Netflix is standing with Dave Chappelle, which really confuses me. It confuses me that they even let him say the stuff that he says when you look at all the content that Netflix has put out over the past 2 years. It feels like, and I don't go through all of their content, so I don't know. It feels like, they've been putting out like 90% woke content. So naturally, they've built up quite a bit of a woke audience. But then they put this out, and they actually stand with him, which is really, really strange. I was wondering if they were going to bend the knee and take down the special. Well, they're not going to do that, it turns out. Anything from that. So there's this leaked memo. I'm going to go through it, and then I'm going to show you this other little fact that they're actually firing and suspending people that speak out on this. Not just one person. It's actually 3. So here's the memo. I wanted to follow up on The Closer, Dave Chappelle's latest special, as several of you have reached out on following QBR asking what to say to your teams. Never feels good when people are hurting, especially our colleagues, so I wanted to give you some additional context. You should also be aware that some talent may join third parties in asking us to remove the show in the coming days, which we're not going to do. Listen, I've got my problems with Netflix, as many of you probably do too. But this I actually respect. I respect that they're not taking it down, that they're not bending the knee like every other company does. Okay, I still don't like Netflix, but I do respect this. Chappelle is one of the most popular stand-up comedians today, and we have a long-standing deal with him. His last specials, Sticks and Stones, also controversial, is our most watched, stickiest, and most award-winning stand-up special to date. As with other talent, we work hard to support their creative freedom, even though that means there will always be content on Netflix some people believe is harmful, like Cuties, 365 Days, 13 Reasons Why, or My Unorthodox Life. I don't know anything about all those other shows except for the Cuties thing. That is disgusting trash. Disgusting trash. And this is why I have a hard time. I have a hard time with Netflix, but I do got to give them props for not taking this down, because cancel culture has come for this extremely hard. Cuties in the same. Cuties is borderline porno. Several of you have asked where we draw the line on hate. We don't allow titles that are designed to incite this, and we don't believe the closer crosses that line. I recognize, however, that distinguishing between commentary and harm is hard, especially with stand-up comedy, which exists to push boundaries. Well, at least they recognize that. Some people find the art of stand-up to be mean-spirited, but our members enjoy it, and it's an important part of our content offering. In terms of our commitment to inclusion, we're working hard to ensure more people see their lives reflected on screen, and then underrepresented communities are not defined by a single story. So we're proud to offer these titles right here that I'm not going to watch and give a shit about. We can skip that part. Today's conversation on Entertain the World was timely. These are hard and uncomfortable issues. We all bring different values and perspectives, so thank you for being part of the conversation. As it's important, we're clear about our operating principles, Ted. So that's their memo, okay? And here's what's happened from this. That software engineer or whatever she was on Twitter, who said she's not offended, and then she wrote like a 60-tweet thread, meaning she's pretty damn offended. She got suspended. And it didn't stop there, by the way. That wasn't the end of it. It wasn't just one person that got suspended. It was 3. At least that's what the New York Times is saying. So, very, very interesting turn of events. Like, you think you can just come out and slap the hand that feeds you? Nah, you're suspended. You're suspended. I don't know if they're fired or if they're coming back. I'm not sure. I don't even know if that will come out. Something tells me they're not going to fire anybody. They should. Personally, like, I believe, like most places, if you go on social media and attack your boss or your company, you're likely going to get fired. I mean, that's not cancel culture. That's just being stupid. Why would you attack your employer? Actually, like, it's not like you're a celebrity. Like, Netflix, like, if Dave Chappelle were to come out and make fun of Netflix, that's to be expected because he's a stand-up comedian. Like, he's making fun of them. Lots of celebrities have done that. That's a little bit different. But if you're like a software engineer and you come out and put out a 60-tweet thread about why your company is a piece of shit, they're probably not going to like that. That hurts their image. That is a pretty normal thing. Like, you would get fired for that. So they're not firing people. They're suspending them for now. Let's see what happens. I expect more fits on social media, but I think this is funny. This is really funny. Netflix standing with Dave. Shocked. Dave doubling down, gets a standing ovation. I pulled that up the other day for a video. In fact, somebody wrote an article on that. Can't believe he got one. I find this stuff hilarious. So we'll see what happens. For now, though, Netflix doesn't care. Dave doesn't care. So kind of like these people are just twisting in the wind, which I find hilarious. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, make sure to follow me over on Twitch. I do watch parties, play video games over there. They're always fun. Follow me over there and come hang out. Also, make sure you subscribe to YellowFlash, my other channel. There's a link to that in the description as well. I do a lot of live streams over there that I don't do on this channel. Usually smaller and a little bit more personal. So make sure you follow me over there and sign up.